What's going on, guys? We are full force fantasy football draft season. I'm going to give you about 4 to 5 sleepers, have an open discussion here with you on some players that are rising and skyrocketing up draft boards. Players we were able to get for amazing value back in May and June. That's why I love to draft early. And now they're just skyrocketing up the draft boards. I was just in a big money league, and one of these guys that I was getting easily in round 8 came off in round 5, and I was anticipating to grab him in round 6. Some guy took him in round 5. I'm going to tell you who that is. I'm going to go over some other players that are skyrocketing that you need to target. These are must-draft players that are just, you got to get them, okay? So if you're new to the channel, smash it, tap it, slap it. Out here back in the nature yet again, going for a hike. Kids are in tennis camp right now. So when they're in tennis camp, I like to help out a little bit with the camp, but also get out here and give you guys this extra content on top of my morning show. If you have not subscribed, turn on the bell. Me and Walter Football and I, if we're using proper English, are crushing the mornings here. Breaking news, NFL news. We're talking football knowledge, fantasy knowledge. He's really good at football from Walter Football. He knows this stuff. He's been at this a long time. So we're out here crushing it for you. All we ask is that you turn on that bell and hit the thumbs up. It really helps the channel. We appreciate your support. And I'm going to walk here through this little forest here and get to an open field. So we are going into the forest area. Check this out. All right, so I'm risking my career here for you guys to get you guys good content as we get through these sleepers here. If you have not gotten the 16-round draft solution, go ahead and do that. And it's going to put you guys light years ahead of the sheep. Sleepers, breakouts, optimal roster. I'm telling you guys, grab 16 rounds and you'll be light years ahead of the sheep in your league. I'm just trying to get through here and go grab it right now, guys. And I update that till the season starts. You get a printable cheat sheet and everything. It's like an ironclad roster. Once you get 16 rounds, you'll never look back. Rankings won't help you. All right? I'm telling you guys right now, rankings won't help you. I just saw one of the networks. I should do a video on it. It was one of these networks. They posted the perfect draft, and they had Travion Henderson coming off round 6, thinking that they actually think they get Travion Henderson round 6, which leads me to the first guy that's rising up the draft boards is Travion Henderson. So it's just so much bad advice out there, bad rankings, just a lot of garbage out there where you guys need to be aware to say, hey, I'm not going to listen to the consensus. I'm not going to listen to the consensus rankings. I'm going to do things outside the box. That's why you guys got to grab 16 rounds. Once you got 16 rounds, you'll be like, man, why didn't I see that before? Joe's like, common sense ain't that common, right? So go ahead and grab 16 rounds. I've linked it below. And let's talk about Travion Henderson, okay? Elite talent, was absolutely tearing up training camp. Like when I say tearing up training camp, I mean just dominating. He's got no competition there. He is primed for a big season with New England, and he looked amazing in preseason. Absolutely amazing. I think he scored a bunch of touchdowns, had that 100-yard punt return. The guy is explosive with no competition, and he runs hard. So he kind of reminds me, I've talked about this before, Jahmyr Gibbs, but stronger, lowering his elbow, and just knocking down defenders. Like, dude, this guy's, I'm super excited. And when I talk about like a sleeper who's rising up the draft boards, this guy was coming off round 5. I just had Walter Football on. And he was talking about this guy coming off pretty much round 5 in best ball. And now I got to pay a 3rd round pick. And that's what I was telling you, man. These guys, these consensus guys are posting the perfect mock draft with Henderson in round 6. Dude, you can't get Henderson in round 6. It doesn't work like that. Especially in a big money league, like you have to get him round 3 if you absolutely want him. And I can justify that price tag. I like him more than guys like Jonathan Taylor. I like him more than guys like Devin Achane, who I mentioned in an episode a couple days ago. That's why I got to turn on the bell, is going to bust, and he's already dealing with an injury. And they're talking about right now, which could lead me to my second player, Jackery Krosky-Merritt. I mean, there's an opportunity for him, man. Huge opportunity with Washington as a big-time sleeper. He's rising up the draft board because Brian Robinson Jr. might get traded, and guess who's looking at him? Miami. Now, at the time of this recording, maybe that trade is done. I'm not sure because I'm recording this in the morning, but I'm going to release it like early to late afternoon here for you. But, there's so many moving parts and people rising up, and Henderson's one of them, and then Jackery's another one, Krosky-Merritt in Washington, who could be a sleeper who's on people's radar, especially if they get rid of Brian Robinson Jr., who absolutely well, let's put it this way, years to wow us, and we're not wowed. So I would personally consider stashing Crosby and Barrett, okay? So let's go here. Let's keep going with this. I got a list here. Emeka Egbuka, let's talk about him. Okay, now, listen, I love this guy. He looked amazing in preseason. I don't know if you saw that one touchdown catch. And then he was tearing up training camp. Mike Evans is old. We don't know what's going on with Godwin. And this was a guy that was completely slept on after round 8, 9. I was in a big money draft, and I talked about it on today's show, if you guys listened earlier. I was pissed because this guy came off round 5. Okay, I was queued up to grab him at the 6-11 because I drafted from the 2nd spot, and I had a plan that I was going to get Tyler Warren round 5 because if I didn't get him early round 5, he was not coming back around end of round 6. He always comes off, typically in these money drafts, the way I've been drafting lately, Warren comes off round 6, okay? So I had to get him in 5 because I was not going to get him late round 6. Do you follow me? So I had to pull the trigger on him, okay, round 6, round 5, so I could get Emeka round 6, and guess what? A guy takes Emeka at the end of round 5. I think it was the 5, 10, or 11, something like that. Dude, I lost it. Now, mind you, I have him in a bunch of other money leagues, like big money leagues, where, again, I was getting him for much better value, but now he's coming off round 5. Like, that is crazy. So he's skyrocketed, understandably so, because he's going to be the wide receiver 1 on that offense, okay? That's another guy you want to consider grabbing is Emeka Egbuka for your rosters. Another guy I want to talk about, I also talked about on today's show, is Ricky Pearsall. Looked amazing in preseason. I think he had like 4 catches, something like that. He is the primary target in an offense that always seems to be banged up. The guy's got a lot of heart, so make sure you guys do target Pearsall for a ton of value. This guy, again, was pretty much slept on. Nobody was drafting him. And now, all of a sudden, preseason has changed the minds of a lot of people. Like, these guys are coming off extremely higher than where they were, last year. So, or last month, I should say. Okay? I'm multitasking here. I'm walking. I'm trying to avoid bugs and, who knows what's out here in the forest here. Okay? So, but yeah, so Pearsall's another guy skyrocketing. All right? Let's keep going with a couple more skyrocketing guys. I mentioned like 4 or 5. And Tyler Warren's another one. He was like clockwork round 8 to 9 in best ball. Now he's coming off round 5. I'm trying to think of some other guys here that are skyrocketing that you may want to consider here. Keon Coleman as well. I mean, this is a guy that's kind of more on people's radars. He's a big-time sleeper of mine because you're getting a wide receiver 1 round 9. Why wouldn't you draft a Keon Coleman round 9 when you get a wide receiver 1? That's another guy that you definitely need to consider this year. Then we got Omarion Hampton, who was typically coming off, let's say round, round 3. Now he's coming off like mid to early round 2. And the big part of that is this Najee thing. Like, I don't know what's going on with Najee's eye. Regardless, I still don't think Najee's playing week 1. I don't even think Najee comes back, period. They're not telling us this. So when I look at a guy like Omarion Hampton, the guy's a beast. He's a monster in a great situation. Oh, I ran over, there's an animal there. Don't want to look at that. All right. So, guys, there's some weird stuff here on the floor. All right. So it was anyways. I think it was a dead skunk or something, just completely smushed and eaten up. All right. Oh, I can smell that now. All right, so these are some of the elements I have to endure for you, okay? I'm not going to show you the skunk, okay? I'm just not going to show you the skunk. All right, this is what natural vlogging does, I'm not in a controlled environment, right? And that's what I keep telling you. Sometimes there could be a bear out here, as there's a soccer net behind me. But anyways, I almost stepped in something. So let's keep going. Where was I here? Okay, so back to Omarion Hampton. Listen, I love this guy. I think he is elite talent. I think he's in a great situation. Man, it's just like round 2 is a must for me based on that offense. It's exciting stuff, guys. It's absolutely exciting stuff. And I'm telling you, man, guys, Omarion Hampton is going to crush it. And I don't know, Najee is going to be a pest if he comes back. But that's the question mark. If he comes back. And I just don't think he will, okay? Other guys that are skyrocketing up the board, let me try to think of some other guys here for you that you may want to consider. When you look at the Chargers, right, it's a bit of a mess over there. I was really high on Trey Harris. And then, there's a lot of dragonflies. I don't know if you can see, but I'm surrounded by these like dragonflies. They're all over the place. This is crazy. I don't know, man. What's going on over here? There's probably like hundreds. I don't know if you can see them on camera, but they're like swarming around. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm going to go find the trail again because I've kind of ventured off here. So when you look at Trey Harris, he had this amazing catch near the goal line, or near the end zone, and man, oh man, like, I'm still in on Trey Harris. I don't like the addition of Keenan Allen. We had Quentin Johnson had a concussion. Is that going to be a concern? Is he going to come back? He can't even catch. And then you've got Lambert Smith, who's getting a bunch of the volume, who kind of came in when Johnson went down. So it's kind of making me feel a little uncomfortable, especially if they're going to run the ball a lot, because I got some Hampton stock. I still like the value of Trey Harris round 8 to 9, maybe even round 10. He might even fall now with the Keenan Allen acquisition. But at the end of the day, man, like, it's all about the value and opportunity. And Quentin Johnson, I think, it's like talent rises to the top. If you saw that Trey Harris catch, that was a absolutely phenomenal catch. So when I look at the situation there, I still think Trey Harris is the alpha. Either way, the situation there with the Chargers has definitely and significantly declined the value of Ladd McConkey. Ladd McConkey is officially a bust. So I would say he's taken a decline. We're talking risers here. I think Trey Harris is still going to be the man, but it just doesn't feel as good. And finally, I want to talk about my guy I've been talking about a lot. That's why I got the Raiders hat. Actually, two guys actually from the Raiders. Let's talk about them. Ashton Jeanty real quickly here, and Dante Thornton. Let's talk Ashton Jeanty and Dante Thornton, okay? Jeanty with that -1 yard. That scared a lot of people off, and I get it. This first game, he had 3 carries, -1 yard. But then absolutely tore it up week 2. So he's back up, and I love him. I'm back. Like, I had him in a bunch of money leagues, and then I was like, oh, what's going on here, I wasn't too worried off one preseason game and 1 carry. Came back, lowered his shoulder, tore it up. Almost tore up his shoulder, by the way. And tore up the game. Did well. And the vision's there, the ability, he's really good, man. Knocking over stiff-arming defenders. Dude, I'm super excited. And then you compare him to, like, a CMC. Christian McCaffrey's at the sideline. And, like, dude, you should be getting reps. You didn't even play last year. CMC is not hungry like Jeanty. So if you're looking, and I still see the Kashif is drafting CMC round 1, which is crazy. Why would you do that? Okay? Bottom line is this, all right? Jeanty round 1 still makes a lot of sense to me. I love him. He's rising, and he kind of went down. People try to ride the recency bias. Don't buy into that. If you believe in a guy, draft him. And another guy is Dante Thornton. Now, going into into the summer, I was like, okay, maybe Jack Beck, or, is it going to be him because he was a round 2 pick? Or Thornton, had Thornton on the show, spoke to him, and then you heard he was with first team reps, and then you saw him get targeted a couple times in week 2 of preseason by Geno Smith, lining up with first team. It was him and Tucker and Myers and Bowers, and that was first team. And I'm telling you guys, and we just had a chat with Walter Football, who does all the scouting. Him and his team are saying that, hey, you know what? This guy could be special. And I'm telling you, man, I've talked to his agent. I've talked to himself. He was on the show. I got to post that video up again. I'm going to do a collab video of all of the interviews I had. I got another running back sleeper possibly coming on the show. I'm in talks with his agent. So, I'm all in on Dante Thornton, man. I just, he's definitely rose up. And I find that Beck now is gone down. Like, you don't see him as much. Like, in the drafts, I was in round 18, no one's drafting Jack Beck. It's Thornton, and I had to get Thornton round 14 just to make sure I had him. So I would make sure, you're getting a wide receiver 1 in round 14 instead of spending a second round pick on Bowers, who's 100% going to decline in round 2. I would not get Bowers. I would not get, what's his name? Ladd McConkey. Don't be a donkey and draft McConkey, right? Do not do that. So, you got to take a look at the scenario. You got to take a look at the value. You got to take a look at who's rising, who's falling, and I'll keep you guys up to date here on this channel. So make sure you guys do subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and do grab that 16-round draft solution. It will put you guys light years ahead of the sheep. And, I just had to talk about these guys. Emeka, Thornton, Jeanty, Warren, all these guys are rising up, Henderson. A big part of that is preseason. Now, again, do not put all your weight in preseason. It was like, for me, it was like, I like these guys to begin with. And then the preseason is just reassuring my convictions, right? Don't believe in my convictions. You guys do your own research. But yeah, I really just can narrow it down for you using the 16 round draft so you guys have a really good scope as to how to dominate your leagues, all right? Subscribe, thumbs up. I'll keep the content rolling for you guys daily. I'll try to do a couple videos a day. We are now in prime time. So make sure you guys do help the channel. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up on your way out, and drop a comment below. Let me know some other players. There's more players rising. I just wanted to do a quick video here on the vlog, try to cover a couple guys that I think just jumped right out at me, okay? Subscribe, thumbs up. Hope you have an outstanding day. Talk soon.